welcome back to my channel. I am Nicole and this is Let Knit Be Sew. I'm here again today with another Friday Sews catch up to talk to you all about this week's crafty endeavours, so let's get cracking. First up, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. There's been a little influx of new subscribers, which is awesome. Especially as on Monday I put live a video which wasn't a Friday Sews, it was an autumn winter plans video, which was really fun to do, although it did make me realise I have so many plans and not a lot of time in which to make all of the things. But yeah, that seems to have been quite popular in comparison to my other videos. You know, still at the very start of this whole YouTube journey, as it were. But yeah, it was really exciting to see that that video seemed to be fairly popular. So yeah, thank you everyone who subscribed, and yeah, let's get going with today's Friday Sews. So first up, in terms of what am I wearing, I'm wearing, this is, oh god, I don't even know how old this sweatshirt is. I think, yeah, it's got to be at least 6 years old, probably, but it's one of my favourites still. It's probably like the first jersey make that I was really like properly pleased with the outcome. So it is a Linden sweatshirt, which is a pattern from Grainline Studio, which is just a very straightforward raglan sweatshirt pattern, and I've done it in a colour blocked, well, colour blocked but sort of pattern and grey, if that counts as colour blocked. But yeah, so I've got just some plain grey French terry on the arms, and then on the front and the back I have got this, let me levitate a little bit so you can see, I've got this cool tropical jungle with leopards, I guess, print fabric. I've also got it, you can't see because I've got my hands down here, but I've also got it on the cuffs, and then at the neck and the bottom there's just some plain grey like ribbing fabric. But yeah, this is one of my favourite things that I've had for a long time. So yeah, I don't even think the place where I got particularly this like print, I'm pretty sure that fabric shop isn't trading anymore. It is, yeah, something I've had for a long time, but yeah, one of my favourite makes, I would say, in terms of, yeah, thinking about it as a milestone of, oh, I can sew with jersey fabrics and it turned out good. Okie dokie. So what have I been up to this week in terms of sewing? So I was working on the couple of jersey patterns that were still left over from the fabrics that I got from Lamazi the other week. So I showed you last week the jean t-shirt from the tropical florally turquoise print fabric. So I was working on the other two, which are now both finished. And I will put pictures up of all of these because I know that's a lot easier to see the full garment. So this is the first one. So I was using the navy and white like Breton stripe, I guess you call it, cotton jersey, and I made the plantain tee. So this is super basic, but we all know that this will go with absolutely everything. So yeah, as you can see, it's got this like really nice big scoop neckline detail, which I quite like. I don't tend to particularly like things coming super high up my neck for the most part, although I'm gonna scratch that when I show you the other make I've made. But so yeah, it's got the scoop neck, and I've got I did it as 3/4 length sleeves, and yeah, it's a reasonable length. And as I was talking about when I was speaking about this the other week, I actually have added, so the pattern would have you just, you know, fold up hems and finish them off with a, you know, a zigzag stitch or a cover stitch, but I've actually added cuff bands at the bottom, and also it's really hard for you to see because it's in the stripy fabric, but I do actually have like a hemband on there as well. And as I said last week, this was because at the time I was trying to make that pattern originally, I was having a lot of trouble with my machine, my old sewing machine, skipping stitches on zigzags, and I wanted to have a way of finishing off a t-shirt that didn't require that. But yeah, this is going to go with everything. Good layering piece. But yeah, that's the Plantain from Deer Doe, which is a free pattern. Would recommend for a good basic. And then make number 2 was the burgundy background neon peonies fabric, also from Lamazi, that I was going to make into a Gable top by Jennifer Lauren Handmade. So again, this really doesn't look like much on the me showing it to you because of the way that the neckline is, so this is definitely going to look more like an actual top rather than just a weird rectangle with arms that it looks like when I'm just holding it up. But yeah, so the Gable tee has like a boat neck, so if I hold it up to me you can sort of maybe get an idea. So it's got that kind of boat neck pattern so it's got that kind of boat neckline, which I don't mind, and this pattern gives you like a little bit of wiggle room in terms of if you want to make it like a little bit lower, you can kind of finagle it so that it's not super high up against your neck if you don't know, that kind of thing. But I've made this pattern before, so I know that I don't actually mind it being a bit higher in this particular pattern. But yeah, full length sleeves, and yeah, it's quite a long top, I would say, which I don't mind because, you know, this is going to go amazingly under my black corduroy pippy pinafore that I wear all the time in autumn winter. Yeah, it's another good layering piece for like plains, and the new pippy that I'm planning on making in denim will also go amazingly. So yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, glad I've got a couple of longer sleeved jersey makes already sewn up ahead of, you know, gradually the weather getting a bit cooler. So those are the things that I have finished. In terms of what's in progress, I have got another jersey pattern cut out that I have yet to sew up, that I've had cut out for a while, and I feel like I want to get done because again it's longer sleeved, and that is the Visby top from Itch to Stitch Patterns, which is like a Henley style tee. I've cut out the one that has like the little button placket down the middle, and I've done that as, again, kind of similar to this, I guess, in that I've got a solid colour for the sleeves and the back and the arms. So yeah, I've got a solid colour for the sleeves and the back, and then I've got a print on the front. So yeah, I really want to get that sewn up to, yeah, have another longer sleeve top, because, you know, it's good to have those. You know, obviously you can wear short sleeve t-shirts and put cardigans and stuff on them, you know, but I also want some longer sleeves. So yeah, that's hopefully up next on the sewing table. And I've also just cut out, so mentioning earlier in this video, my autumn winter plans. One of those is the Ilford jacket from Friday Pattern Company in some fur-backed corduroy fabric. I'll pop a link to that video if you haven't seen what I'm talking about. But yeah, that one I want to get cracking on quite soon, because obviously the window for wearing jackets and then it becoming too cold and you needing a big proper coat, you know, will fast close, so I want to get that one sewn up. So I've cut out the pattern pieces from the paper pattern. So yeah, now I just need to cut out the fabric, and I also had to order, I didn't have any matching thread, so I placed an order. I looked at some of my plans and the fabrics that I was intending to use and saw which ones I didn't think I had a good colour match in my thread selection already, and I also ordered some buttons for it as well. So yeah, just need to get that cut out, so I'll probably do that either this evening or on Friday evening whilst I'm chilling and watching TV. But yeah, that's also next up on the sewing table. Alright, so in terms of other stuff to share, like I said, I've done a whole video about what I'm planning to sew in autumn and winter, and I did share like I had some fabrics that I thought would work for the patterns I had in mind, or the style of garments that I had in mind, but I didn't have fabrics for everything. So done a little bit of fabric shopping, and the post was very speedy, so I have them all here now to share with you. And then immediately upon finishing this, I will be throwing some stuff into the washing machine to get it pre-washed, because yeah, I really don't want these to be hanging around in my stash for very long. Like, I have reduced my stash quite a bit because I was moving, so I got rid of some stuff. I've also got some more stuff that I've bagged up that's, you know, stuff that I bought right at the beginning of my sewing journey that I haven't used, and I now know it's not the kind of fabric I like to work with. So yeah, I don't think I have a particularly large fabric stash, and I kind of want to keep working on the basis of trying to have things not linger for too long. First up is another order from Lamazi. They have just a really good selection at the moment. Like, this is not sponsored, just a fan. I feel like they seem to have a really good, I really like how they put out like things in a colour palettes and colour themes for the season. Like, they've done a lot for this autumn season of, you know, different colour palettes. Like, their emails, their like marketing emails are always like really nicely like colour organised. And they seem to be doing, yeah, a lot of fabrics that I haven't necessarily seen in other places. And I don't know whether more of them are ones that they are getting, you know, input in on the design themselves or not. So they had quite a lot of new viscoses, so viscose twills, some really nice ones, and you know, I had to be, you know, strict with myself and only pick one, but I'm definitely keeping half an eye on the website to see if there's any good remnants going up on there, because yeah, they were just a lovely selection. And now that I've had one and, you know what the quality is of the fabric, yeah, I'm very tempted, but we have to be reasonable about these things. So yeah, so the first one I've got 2 meters of this, and it is this viscose twill. So it's on a black background, and it's got these little, I think it's called like pebbles or something. I'll put links to everything down below, but yeah, it's got these lovely little dots of, yeah, different colours of greens and turquoise. As you can see, sofa and the wall, very on brand for me. And it does have a little bit of stretch to it, like in this direction. But yeah, it's a really nice weight. Yeah, it feels really nice. Yeah, like I say, I haven't washed any of these yet. They're going in the washing machine once I've shown you them. But yeah, I've got 2 meters of this, and I think I really want to make a skirt. So I was talking in my autumn plans video about making some longer, like midi / maxi length skirts. So I think this is going to be one that becomes a skirt. But yeah, they had several colorways of this, and I had a hard time deciding which one I wanted, but this was the one I went for in the end. Yeah, so that's this one. And then the other fabric that I got from the Lamazi was some of their washed corduroy. I really like corduroy, even though when you cut it out it creates bits like no man's business. But yeah, I really liked the look of this washed corduroy. So I got the kind of is there a theme here? Yeah, I got the sort of, I can't remember what this called, it's like mint or aqua or something like that. So it's, yeah, I would call it like an aqua green. So it's not as dark as, you know, my sofa or the table. There's bits coming off of it. I can see like bits dancing in the air. Yeah, but that's just corduroy for you. So yeah, that's that. And it is, I've got 1.5 meters here, and in my plans video I talked about wanting to make the olive pinafore from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book, and I've got some other corduroy that I want to twirl that with, but yeah, I think I would really like one out of this fabric. I think that would be very nice. So again, something that could be layered with longer sleeve t-shirts, so you know, I think it would go with with visco. But yeah, so some corduroy as well. Oh god, there's bits of corduroy fluff already, but that's just the thing. Like, you know, you sew with corduroy, you have to be prepared for all of the bits until you're done and all of the edges are finished, etc., because that's just what it does. So this one is from So and it is a viscose blend knit fabric, like a sweater knit. I had a couple of different patterns in my autumn winter plans that would need a sweater knit, and I didn't actually have any, so this is the first one that I've got. So this is from So and this is in the like cerise pink. Look how bright that is, that's amazing. Yeah, I've got 1.5 meters of it. This has got such a nice drape to it, and it's really soft. But yeah, so I've got this bright pink, and this one is going to be the juniper cardigan from Jennifer Lauren Handmade, because I think, yeah, having a nice vibrant cardigan to wear with jeans, etc., would be really cool. But yeah, so that's that one. I've got 1.5 meters. I also bought some, that pattern recommends having like snaps as the fasteners, so I bought some from Jacobs, where I got all of my thread that I needed, that are like pearly, so they're like, yeah, pearl buttons, but they're snaps, so yeah, I think that will look great with those. And then the final place that I ordered some fabrics from was Guthrie and Ghani. So I think this is exactly the same fabric actually as the one I've just shown you, just from a different fabric shop. And this is, yeah, again, sweater knit, but it's like a cream. So yeah, again, I've got 1.5 meters, because, you know, again, this is going to be a go with everything. Like I say, I'm planning on making a bunch of like longer skirts in some pattern fabrics, so yeah, having a cream jumper to go with them will be, you know, a really good piece to work them in with my wardrobe. And so I'm planning on making the Soho 7 table, I think it's technically called I call it the table tee because I've only made the t-shirt version, but I think it's called the table v-neck top. But yeah, I want to make the sweater version of that out of this. Yeah, and then finally, as another fabric to go with that cream to make a skirt, I've got some more viscose. This is just a normal viscose, this is not a twill, and it's in this, like, they called it plum. Yeah, it's like a light purpley colour with these little cream and orange and pink ditzy flowers. So yeah, so this is not quite as weighty, still reasonable, it's got a good drape, will definitely make a good skirt, and I don't think we will be in too much danger. I mean, this is the sort of thing that I would have tights on with anyway, so, you know, I don't think we'll be in danger of, you know, being able to see underpants or anything. But yeah, that's going to be another long maxi skirt. Not entirely sure what pattern out of the ones I picked out in my plans, but yeah, it's going to be a skirt. Okay, so that's some additions to my stash that I'm hoping, yeah, will not stay long in my stash and will be very quickly incorporated into my autumn winter wardrobe. Okay, that's all of the sewing / creative content I have here. In terms of other stuff, so I took my mini making backpack that I shared on last week's Friday sews that I'd finished to its first football outing, because I had made that bag as it meets the size requirements for taking it into the football stadium. I'll put in some pictures for you. Unfortunately, we did not win, but you know, them's the breaks. But you know, it did very much work as a bag to take in and, yeah, be able to easily like tuck under my seat out of the way whilst we were sitting down. And yeah, you know, but you can't win them all. but it'll get a second football outing this Sunday because this week the Women's Super League starts its new season. So the Women's Super League is essentially the top tier of women's football in this country. So like, yeah, broadly equivalent to the men's Premier League. And I have a season ticket this year. Like, we went quite a lot last season, so it made sense to get a season ticket. But yeah, the bag will once again be coming along to that, hopefully bringing a bit more luck for the women's team than it brought the men's. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, even though the weather is not looking too great. So it's definitely going to be rain jackets required. I think it's going to be one of those annoying ones where it's not particularly cold, but it is wet. So yes, unfortunate, but you know, we can't be fair weather football fans. We have to you know, suck it up and brave the elements to support the team. But yeah, that's what's going on really. Hopefully I should get some time to sew on Saturday because I don't have anything planned, but yeah, Sunday I will be out and about cheering on the women's team, in case anyone's interested, because you may be. You can watch the Women's Super League for mostly free. So unlike the men's football, which is, you know, in the UK at least, is predominantly on Sky Television, which is like a paid for television service that, you know, you can get through various means but is not free. The women's is mostly, so a few games do get picked up for the television, and a handful of those are shown on Sky, but some of them are also shown on the BBC. So I think the first game is on tomorrow night, and I think that's actually on BBC and on iPlayer and stuff. But yeah, what happens is basically any games in the WSL that don't get picked for television, they all get streamed for free. It used to be on a system called the FA Player, but they have scrapped that for the league at least, and it's all on YouTube. So I will put a link to their YouTube channel, and yeah, you can watch any of the games that haven't been picked up for television for free on their YouTube channel. So yeah, if you want to try and see if you can spot me in the crowd, and they don't tend to show the crowd very often because they, I think, only have like one camera compared to like men's football games where there's cameras here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I was on iPlayer last season. Was it last season? Yeah, I think it was last season, walking down some stairs very briefly at halftime. So, you know, you might spot me. But yeah, if anyone wants to check it out, that's where you can. You can also come, like I said, it's in East London. It's very easy to get to from Stratford Station. It's just one stop to Leighton on the tube. And for adult people, I think the tickets are still £10, and I'm not sure how much they are for children because I don't take any, but they will be cheaper than £10. And yeah, you can buy them on the day. That's what we used to do before we got the season tickets for this season, but you can buy them on the day. So yeah, if you are maybe someone who doesn't want to go to like a big crowd, you know, or hasn't been to the football before, it might be a way to start things off for you to come to one of the women's games instead. So yeah, there's my little completely unsponsored plug for women's football in the UK if you want to come and watch. All right, I'm going to stop rambling now because I'm filming this on my lunch break, and I need to now go and eat something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And yeah, I'm not too sure when my next non-Friday sews video will be. I have to have a think about what I might like to put a video together about. But if you have any things that you'd like me to do a video about that aren't just a general catch-up, please do share them in the comments. That'd be really cool to know what people would like to see. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed it here. And yeah, I will speak to you all again next week. Bye.